Hi, welcome to another episode of Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Brad Weening.
And I'm Dr. Paul Zalzal.
Paul, thanks for taking my call. We're going to do a video today and answer the ever evolving question of should I wear a mask when I go outside?
Well, I guess it depends what you look like, Brad.
That's hurtful.
Sorry.
That is hurtful.
For me, even in the absence of a pandemic, I think society would be better off if I wore a mask outside, but that's
I
just
feel more comfortable with the balaclava for sure.
Yeah, nice.
So the reason that we're doing this video is because obviously the coronavirus pandemic is not really slowing down at this point, and there's a lot of attention being given to the increase in community spread. What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
Yeah, okay, I hear you. And this question of whether or not to wear a mask outside has sort of on the back of everyone's mind since all this started. People are like, boy, should I be wearing a mask when I go to the store? Should I go wearing a mask when I leave the house? And it's a good question, and you do see some people doing it.
Sure, and in China we always saw it, right?
Yeah.
Even I feel like even before the pandemic, it was not uncommon.
Yeah, yeah, how'd that work out? Not so good, but yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not so good. So what happened yesterday is the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control in the U.S., said that they felt that they were now recommending that people wear masks outside. And that was not necessarily an N95 mask, but a mask, either a cloth surgical mask or a homemade mask, to reduce asymptomatic community spread.
Right. Okay. So people, please watch our N95 video because that explains the
Yes.
difference between an N95 mask and a procedure mask. That might help
Yes.
you understand things a little bit better. But certainly the CDC is not recommending everybody wear an N95 mask. And why is that, Brad?
Well, the main reason is supply, and even Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci is President Trump's right-hand man regarding infectious disease and allergy, and he is saying, well, yeah, if we had an unlimited number of masks, then fine, we could do it, but we don't, so we have to still use N95s for healthcare workers. So he's saying, yeah, masks are not a bad idea.
Right.
The WHO, however, has still said they're not formally recommending people outside the house who are asymptomatic to not wear one.
The who?
The WHO, yeah.
Right.
Yes. The WHO.
Well, they won't be fooled again for sure. But the WHO says no mask outside. CDC says, yeah, maybe wear a mask outside. So we're left sort of confused as to whether or not. So let's talk about how can that help if you wear a mask, not an N95, okay, like a regular procedural mask or a homemade or a cloth mask. How can that help?
So theoretically, through reduced droplet spread when you're out. So even if you didn't have a cough, I guess just through breathing. So it's hard to make a firm recommendation because of that, because you don't have a cough or a sneeze. So
Right.
there shouldn't be droplets from breathing.
So it's like coughing in your sleeve or sneezing in your sleeve. It's sort of just putting a sleeve in front of your face all the time so that
That's
when
right.
you cough or sneeze or when you're breathing, you don't put out any virus in case you are carrying it and you don't know it. So that's the idea of how that is going to prevent community spread. It's not going to stop you from getting it, but it's going to stop spreading it in case you are unintentionally spreading it, right?
Yes.
I mean, and like the N95 would protect you, that'd be great, but that's an impossible ask. I always say, the best way to get rid of this coronavirus is if everybody would just hold their breath for 2 weeks, it'll be gone. But
Yeah, or even, how about just stay home?
yeah, but holding your breath for 2 weeks is an impossible ask. So we can't
Yes.
ask that. And
Yes.
right next to that ask is everyone wear an N95 mask all the time. That's an impossible ask for various reasons. One, it's uncomfortable. Two, we don't have enough. But so we have to do what we can within the means. And the suggestion is wear a procedural mask when you go outside to prevent spreading it, which I don't think is a bad idea. I just don't know if it's a practical idea.
Yeah, not sure if we have enough masks, but
Yeah.
so there's some. We're just trying to keep up to date on the newer guidelines because it's definitely a moving target, and people are confused with all the information. Wear a mask, don't wear a mask. So we just thought we would pass that on as there were new developments yesterday.
Yeah, and if you saw it in the news, that's why it's in the news, because the CDC changed their tune. Because previously the CDC was saying, no, don't wear masks. We don't want you buying masks because you're going to take away the supply from healthcare workers. Now they're saying, hey, maybe it's not a bad idea. And like you said, it's a moving target.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good little summary. Paul, there's one other thing that came up this week that's a really tricky question is parents are asking what are they going to tell their children about the Easter Bunny this year, and the two kind of main schools of thought are: one, Easter Bunny was in a tragic car accident, or number two, Carol Baskin killed the Easter Bunny.
I was going to tell my kids that the Easter Bunny is the reason we have coronavirus. It came from bunnies, so forget it.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Easter
So,
Bunny did not.
yeah.
Easter Bunny did not give us coronavirus. I think the Easter
No.
Bunny is just hopping around, and we'll see. You know, it'll yet to be determined if the Easter Bunny might make it to a few houses. Might not make it to everybody's house. We'll just have to see, but we can't get mad at the Easter Bunny if he doesn't visit every house.
Yes. And so, hey, if you like this video, please like it, subscribe to our channel.
And remember, you are in charge of your own health.
Be safe, and we'll see you next time.